What if I told you that in just 7 days your entire life could change? Not through some magic trick or motivational hype, but through a proven system that transformed emperors, warriors, and philosophers into legends. I'm not talking about temporary motivation that fades by next week. I'm talking about permanent transformation that rewrites who you are at your core. In the chaos of our daily lives, it's easy to feel stuck. You're working hard but not seeing results. You're trying but not improving. You're surviving but not thriving. And deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. But something is holding you back. Here's the truth most people will never tell you. The gap between who you are now and who you could be isn't as wide as you think. It's not years of therapy. It's not thousands of dollars in courses. It's not some mysterious secret only the elite know. It's 7 days, just 7 days of total commitment to a specific challenge. A challenge so powerful that Marcus Aurelius used it to rule an empire. Epictetus used it to go from slave to one of history's most respected philosophers. That Seneca used it to survive the most dangerous political environment in Rome. This isn't a theory. This isn't motivational fluff. This is a battle-tested system that has created extraordinary humans for over 2,000 years. And today I'm going to give you the exact 7-day protocol. But I need to warn you. This challenge will expose every weakness you've been hiding from. It will make you uncomfortable. It will push you beyond what you think you can handle. Most people who start this challenge will quit by day 3. Why? Because it's easier to stay mediocre than to face the truth about yourself. But you're not most people. If you were, you wouldn't be here. Before we begin, do this right now. Go to the comments and write, "I accept the 7-day Stoic challenge. I will not quit." This is your first act of commitment. Do it now. Don't wait. If you find value in this video, please consider subscribing and activate notifications to notify for the new upload videos. Now, here we go. For the next 7 days, your life belongs to this challenge. Day 1, absolute truth. No lies for 24 hours. The first day of this challenge will expose you immediately. For the next 24 hours, you will speak only truth. Complete truth, no lies, no exaggerations, no polite falsehoods, no excuses, nothing but absolute truth. You think you're already honest. You're about to discover how much you lie without even realizing it. Most people lie dozens of times per day. Not big lies, small ones. "I'm fine" when you're not. "I'll do it later" when you know you won't. "Sorry, I'm busy" when you just don't want to. That looks great when it doesn't. "I forgot" when you simply didn't care enough. Every one of these is a lie. And every lie weakens you. Epictetus taught that truth is the foundation of character. He said, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. Most people speak without thinking. They say whatever is convenient, whatever avoids conflict, whatever makes them look good. This makes them slaves to circumstances. But when you commit to absolute truth, something powerful happens. You're forced to align your words with reality. You can't hide behind comfortable lies. You must face what is. And this facing of reality is the first step to changing it. Here's what absolute truth means for day 1. If someone asks how you are and you're struggling, you say, "I'm struggling with X right now." If you don't want to do something, you say, "I don't want to do that," instead of making excuses. If you made a mistake, you say, "I made a mistake," instead of deflecting or blaming. If you don't know something, you say, "I don't know," instead of pretending. If you're afraid, you acknowledge, "I'm afraid," instead of hiding behind false confidence. This is going to be incredibly uncomfortable. You're going to face situations where a convenient lie would make everything easier. The truth will create awkward moments. It will challenge relationships. It will expose you. Good. That discomfort is growth. That exposure is freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." He ruled an empire, faced countless pressures to lie, to exaggerate, to manipulate. But he committed to the truth. And this commitment made him one of history's most respected leaders. Here's what will happen on day one. You'll discover how often you lie. This awareness itself is transformative. You'll feel vulnerable. Without the shield of convenient lies, you're exposed. This is scary but liberating. You'll gain respect. People sense authenticity. When you stop bullshitting, they start trusting you. You'll simplify your life. Lying requires remembering false stories. Truth requires nothing. You'll start respecting yourself. Every truth you speak, even when it's hard, builds your character. The challenge for day one, for 24 hours, speak only the truth. Before every statement, pause and ask, is this completely true? If not, either rephrase it to be true or stay silent. Keep a journal today. Write down every moment where you wanted to lie but chose truth instead. Write down how it felt. This record will be crucial later. Day one separates the pretenders from the committed. Most people will fail here. They'll rationalize. Well, I can't tell my boss the complete truth. I can't be totally honest with my family. These are excuses. You can speak truth tactfully. You can say hard things with kindness, but you must say what's true. If you make it through day one without lying once, you've already accomplished something 99% of people cannot do. You've taken the first step toward becoming unbreakable. Tomorrow, we build on this foundation. But tonight, you sleep knowing you spoke no lies today. Feel how powerful that is. Day two, extreme ownership. Zero excuses, total responsibility. Day two is where most people quit the challenge. Why? Because today, you're going to stop being a victim. For the next 24 hours, you will take complete ownership of everything in your life. Everything, no excuses, no blaming, no justifying, no but statements. Total responsibility. You think you already take responsibility. You're about to discover how much you've been playing victim without realizing it. Every time you say, I would have, but that's a victim mentality. I couldn't because victim mentality. They made me victim mentality. If only victim mentality. The Stoics understood something revolutionary. Your external circumstances don't determine your life. Your response to circumstances determines your life, and your response is always, always within your control. Epictetus, who spent much of his life as a slave, literally owned by another human, developed one of the most powerful philosophies of personal responsibility ever conceived. He taught we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Think about this. A slave had less control over his external life than almost anyone in history. Yet Epictetus took complete responsibility for his internal life, his thoughts, his character, his responses, and through this ownership, he became freer than most free men ever are. Here's what extreme ownership means for day two. If you're late, you don't blame traffic. You take responsibility for not leaving earlier. If you're out of shape, you don't blame genetics or time. You take responsibility for your choices. If a relationship fails, you don't blame the other person. You take responsibility for your part. If you're not where you want to be in life, you don't blame circumstances. You take responsibility for your decisions. If someone treats you poorly, you take responsibility for how you respond and whether you allow it to continue. This sounds harsh. It feels unfair, but some things really aren't my fault. Here's the truth. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. Fault is irrelevant. What matters is who's going to do something about it. When you blame circumstances or other people, you give away your power. You're saying I'm helpless until this external thing changes. But when you take ownership, you reclaim your power. You're saying regardless of circumstances, I choose my response. Marcus Aurelius faced enormous external challenges, plagues, wars, betrayals, natural disasters, political opposition. He could have spent his entire reign blaming and complaining. Instead, he took ownership. He wrote you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Here's what will happen on day 2. You'll catch yourself making excuses constantly. This awareness is crucial. Every excuse is a moment where you're giving away power. You'll feel the weight of responsibility. It's heavy at first. You're no longer blaming others. It's all on you. You'll discover freedom in ownership. When everything is your responsibility, everything is within your power to change. You'll start seeing solutions instead of problems. Victims see obstacles. Owners see opportunities. You'll gain massive respect from others. People admire those who take ownership. They're tired of excuse makers. The challenge for day 2, for 24 hours, take complete ownership. Every time you're about to make an excuse, blame someone, or claim victimhood, stop. Rephrase using ownership language. Instead of "I didn't have time," say "I didn't prioritize it." Instead of "they made me angry," say "I chose to react with anger." Instead of "I can't because," say "I haven't yet, because I haven't made it a priority." Instead of "it's not fair that," say "the situation is tense. Here's what I'm going to do about it." Keep your journal. Write down every excuse you caught yourself about to make. Write down how you reframed it to ownership. Write down how this shift felt. This is crucial. By the end of day 2, you should feel simultaneously exhausted and empowered. Exhausted because taking full responsibility is work. Empowered because you've reclaimed control over your life. You're no longer a victim of circumstances. You're the creator of your responses. This is the foundation of all personal power. If you make it through day 2 without a single excuse, without blaming anyone for anything, you've done what most people cannot do. You've stepped into true adulthood, true power. Tomorrow we will accelerate. The challenge intensifies, but you're ready because you've built truth and ownership. These are the foundations of everything that follows. Day 3, face your fear. Do what terrifies you. Day 3 is where the challenge becomes physical, where it moves from mental discipline to actual courage. Today, you're going to face a fear head-on. Don't think about facing it. I don't plan to face it eventually. Actually do the thing that scares you. Right now, you're avoiding something. Maybe it's a difficult conversation you need to have. Maybe it's a risk you need to take for your career. Maybe it's a physical challenge that intimidates you. Maybe it's an emotional vulnerability you've been protecting yourself from. Whatever it is, you know what it is. It's that thing you think about and immediately feel resistance. That thing you've been putting off. That thing you've convinced yourself you'll do when you're ready. The Stoics had a radically different approach to fear. They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait for the fear to go away. They acted despite the fear. And through action, the fear lost its power. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of what you fear will never happen. And even when it does happen, it's rarely as bad as you imagined. But the only way to discover this is to face it. Epictetus taught his students to regularly do things that scared them, not recklessly, not stupidly, but deliberately, to build courage. He knew that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite fear. Think about this. Every time you avoid what scares you, you reinforce the fear. You teach your brain, this thing is dangerous. We must avoid it. The fear grows stronger. But every time you face what scares you, you weaken its power. You teach your brain, I can handle difficult things. I'm capable. Courage grows stronger. Marcus Aurelius, despite being emperor, regularly put himself in uncomfortable situations. He led armies into battle when he could have stayed safe in Rome. He faced political challenges directly, rather than hiding behind others. He disciplined himself through voluntary hardship. Why? Because he understood that comfort creates weakness. Discomfort creates strength. Here's what facing your fear means for day 3. Identify your fear. What's the one thing you've been avoiding that you know you should do? Be honest. This might be having a difficult conversation with someone, applying for that opportunity you think you're not ready for, starting that project you've been planning forever, confronting someone who's been disrespecting you, being vulnerable with someone you care about, trying something new where you might fail publicly, making a decision you've been postponing out of fear, apologize to someone you've wronged, standing up for yourself in a situation where you've been passive, taking a calculated risk for your business or career. Choose one. Pick the one that makes your stomach tight when you think about it. That's the one. Do it today, not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Today. You will never feel completely ready. Plan it. Break it down into concrete steps. When exactly will you do it? Where? How? Prepare mentally. Use the Stoic technique of premeditatio malorum. Imagine the worst that could realistically happen. Then imagine yourself handling it calmly. This mental rehearsal prepares you. Execute. Do the thing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Process after. Regardless of the outcome, you've already won by taking action. Here's what will happen on day 3. Before you act, you'll feel intense fear. Your mind will generate every reason to postpone. This is normal. Resist it. During the action, you'll feel alive. Fear mixed with adrenaline, mixed with pride. You're doing it. After the action, regardless of outcome, you'll feel powerful. You faced fear and survived. The fear will seem smaller. What terrified you becomes something I did. It's no longer this huge monster. You'll realize you're more capable than you thought. This realization changes everything going forward. You'll want to face more fears. Courage is addictive once you taste it. The challenge for day 3, identify one significant fear. Face it today. Actually do the thing. Not tomorrow. Today. In your journal, write what you feared before doing it. How you felt during, what actually happened. How you feel after, what you learned about yourself. This entry will become one of your most valuable possessions. Proof that you can do hard things. By the end of day 3, you should feel different, more solid, more confident, more capable. Why? Because you have evidence now. Evidence that fear is often worse than reality. Evidence that you can do what scares you. This evidence changes everything. It opens doors you thought were closed. If you complete day 3, you're no longer the person who started this challenge. You're evolving. Tomorrow we will go deeper into the most challenging internal work. But you're ready now. You've proven you can face what's hard. Day 4. Digital detox to complete disconnection. Day 4 will show you how enslaved you are. For the next 24 hours, you're going completely offline. No phone, no computer, no TV, no social media, no news, no digital input whatever. Complete disconnection. Your first reaction to reading this is probably panic. I can't do that. I need my phone for work. What if there's an emergency? I'll miss important messages. These reactions prove exactly why you need this. You're addicted, and addictions control you. The Stoics practiced regular periods of withdrawal from normal comforts, not permanently but temporarily, to prove they weren't enslaved by them. Seneca would periodically live on bread and water, sleep on the floor, wear rough clothes. Why? To demonstrate to himself that he didn't need luxury, that he could be happy regardless. When you practice voluntary deprivation, you break the chains of dependency. Modern digital technology is the most powerful addiction in human history. It's engineered to hijack your attention, to create compulsive checking, to make you dependent. And this dependency is stealing your life. Think about this. How many hours per day do you spend on your phone? Be honest, probably 4 to 6 hours, maybe more. That's 25 to 40% of your waking life. Spent scrolling, consuming, reacting, not creating, not living, not being present. The Stoics would be horrified. They valued time above all else. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Scrolling is not living. Consuming others' content is not living. Reacting to manufactured outrage is not living. Here's what complete digital detox means for day 4. Turn off your phone completely, not silent. Off. Put it in a drawer. Tell people you need to reach that you'll be unavailable for 24 hours. True emergencies can wait 24 hours. No computer unless absolutely required for work. And if you must use it for work, use it only for that. No browsing, no email except essential, no TV, no streaming, no digital entertainment, no news. You don't need to know what's happening in the world for 24 hours. The world will still be there tomorrow. No social media of any kind. No checking just for a minute. No exceptions, but what will I do with all that time? Exactly. That's the point. You're going to rediscover what life was like before digital slavery. You're going to face yourself without distraction. And this is terrifying for most people. Why? Because when you remove all the noise, you're left with your thoughts, your real thoughts. Not the manufactured thoughts fed to you by algorithms. Your actual self. And many people haven't met their actual self in years. They've been too busy consuming. Here's what will happen on day 4. The first few hours will be intensely uncomfortable. You'll feel phantom vibrations. You'll reach for your phone automatically. Resist. Around hour 4 to 6, you'll start feeling anxious, bored, restless. This is withdrawal. Push through. Around hour 8 to 12, something shifts. Your mind starts to clear. You notice things you usually miss: colors, sounds, details, the present moment. Around hour 12 to 18, you'll feel a calm you haven't felt in years. Your nervous system is finally relaxing. The constant stimulation has stopped. By hour 18 to 24, you'll feel a mix of peace and power. Peace because you've rested. Power because you've proven you're not enslaved. The challenge for day 4, 24 hours completely offline. No digital devices except what's absolutely necessary for critical work. Fill your time with reading physical books, having real, undistracted conversations, going for long walks without headphones, sitting in silence, just being. Thinking, reflecting, writing in your physical journal, creating something with your hands, exercising. Being fully present with people you care about. In your journal, document how you feel at hour 1, hour 6, hour 12, hour 24. What you notice about the world when you're not distracted. What thoughts come up when you can't escape into digital distraction. How your relationships change when you're fully present. What you realize about your dependence on digital input. This day will reveal truths you've been avoiding. You'll see how much time you've been wasting, how many real experiences you've been missing, how disconnected you've become from actual reality. By the end of day 4, you'll feel clearer, calmer, and more connected to reality than you have in months, maybe years. You'll also realize something crucial. You don't need it as much as you thought. Most of what happens online is noise, distraction, manufactured urgency. When you remove it, your life doesn't fall apart. It gets better. If you complete day 4, you've broken a powerful addiction, even if just for 24 hours. You've proven you can live without constant digital input. This proof changes your relationship with technology permanently. Tomorrow, we address something even deeper, the hardest thing most people will ever do. But you're ready. You've built truth, ownership, courage, and presence. Day 5 will test everything you've built. Day 5, radical forgiveness. Let go of all resentment. Day 5 is the emotional crucible of this challenge. Today, you're going to forgive everyone who has ever hurt you. Not try to forgive, not work toward forgiveness eventually. Actually forgive, completely, today. Right now, you're carrying resentment. Maybe against your parents for how they raised you, against an ex who betrayed you, against a friend who abandoned you, against someone who disrespected or harmed you, against yourself for past mistakes. These resentments feel justified. They feel like armor protecting you. They feel like the other person doesn't deserve forgiveness. But here's the truth the Stoics understood. Resentment doesn't hurt the person you resent. It hurts you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." He understood that holding grudges turns you into what you hate. Seneca was even more direct. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Your resentment is poisoning you, not them. You. Think about this. Who suffers when you lie awake at night replaying old hurts? You. Who suffers when you feel anger towards someone who hurt you years ago? You. Who suffers when you carry bitterness toward people who've probably forgotten about you? You. They've moved on. You're still in prison. A prison you built for yourself. Epictetus taught if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Part of this wisdom is being willing to let go of being right about how you've been wronged. Being right doesn't make you free. Forgiveness makes you free. Here's what radical forgiveness means for day 5. It's not about saying what they did was okay. It wasn't. It's not about forgetting what happened. You remember. It's not about reconciling or letting them back into your life. That's separate. It's about releasing the emotional poison you've been carrying. It's about freeing yourself from their power over you. It's about choosing peace over the satisfaction of holding a grudge. Identify everyone you resent. Parents, siblings, friends, enemies, exes, betrayers, abusers. Don't hold back. Write them all down. For each person, write what they did and how it hurt you. Be specific. Feel it. Acknowledge the pain. Now, for each person, write, I forgive for. I release this resentment because it's poisoning me, not them. I choose freedom over this grudge. Say it out loud. Even if you don't fully feel it yet, the feeling follows the action. If possible and safe, send a message of forgiveness, not for them, for you. If not possible or safe, write a letter you never send. Express everything, then burn it. Symbolic release. The hardest part, forgive yourself for your mistakes, for times you hurt others, for not being perfect, for being human. Write, I forgive myself for. I was doing the best I could with what I knew then. I release shame and choose growth. Here's what will happen on day 5. When you start writing, intense emotions will surface. Anger, pain, sadness. Let them come. Feel them fully. This is part of release. You'll resist forgiving certain people. They don't deserve it. Remember, this isn't for them. It's for you. As you work through the list, something shifts. The emotional weight you've been carrying starts to lift. You might cry. Good. Tears are release. Don't fight them. By the end of the process, you'll feel lighter. Physically lighter. Like you've put down a heavy backpack you didn't realize you were carrying. You'll realize how much energy you've been spending on resentment. Energy you can now use for creation instead of destruction. The challenge for day 5. Complete forgiveness of everyone, including yourself. Make your list. Write your forgiveness statements. Release the resentment. In your journal, document who you needed to forgive, what made forgiveness difficult, how you feel before and after the process, what you realize about the cost of resentment, how it feels to choose freedom over grudges. This day will be emotionally exhausting. Your processing years, maybe decades of accumulated pain. But it's necessary. You cannot build an extraordinary life while dragging the chains of past resentments. By the end of day 5, you should feel fundamentally different, lighter, freer, more at peace. The past no longer controls you because you've chosen to release its grip. If you complete day 5, you've done something most people never do. Most people carry resentments to their graves. You've chosen freedom instead. Tomorrow we will build. But tonight, sleep in peace. For the first time in perhaps years, you're not carrying all that weight. Feel how liberating that is. Day 6, service without recognition. Anonymous contribution. Day 6 attacks your ego directly. Today, you're going to serve others without any recognition, credit, or thanks. Completely anonymously. Your ego hates this. Your ego wants credit. It wants to be seen. It wants validation. Look what I did. I'm a good person. Acknowledge me. But service with need for recognition isn't service. It's ego feeding. The Stoics understood that true virtue doesn't need an audience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, not appear to be one, not be seen as one. Be one." Epictetus taught that the wise man does good for its own sake, not for reward or recognition. When you need recognition for your good deeds, you're not acting from virtue. You're acting from need. Today strips that away. Here's what anonymous service means for day 6. Choose acts of service that no one will know you did. Pay for someone's meal or coffee anonymously. Leave money or a gift card where someone who needs it will find it. Clean up a public space without anyone seeing. Help someone who will never know it was you. Send an anonymous encouraging message to someone struggling. Do someone's work or chores without telling them. Give to charity completely anonymously. Do a good deed for someone you don't particularly like. This is an advanced level. The key is, no one can know it was you. You cannot tell anyone. You cannot post about it. You cannot even hint that you did it. No recognition, no credit, no validation, nothing. Just the act itself. But why? What's the point if no one knows? Exactly. That's the entire point. When you do good without recognition, you're doing it purely because it's right. Not for social credit. Not for ego boost. Not for others' approval. Just because it's good. This is true virtue. This is true character. Marcus Aurelius regularly did things for the empire that no one would ever know about. Small acts of justice, private generosity, decisions that benefited others but cost him personally. He didn't announce these acts. He didn't seek credit. He did what was right because it was right. Here's what will happen on day 6. When you first do an anonymous good deed, you'll want to tell someone. Resist this urge completely. Your ego will try to find ways to get credit. I'll just mention it casually. I'll hint at it. Maybe they'll figure it out. No. Let it go completely. As the day continues, and you do more anonymous acts, something shifts. You start to enjoy the secret, the private knowledge that you did good without needing recognition. By the end of the day, you'll feel a different kind of satisfaction. Not the dopamine hit of recognition, a deeper satisfaction of character. You'll realize how much of your good behavior was actually ego feeding. This is humbling but important. The challenge for day 6, do at least 5 completely anonymous good deeds. More if possible. Ensure no one can trace them back to you. Don't tell anyone you did them. Don't seek any recognition. In your journal, document what you did, how it felt to not receive recognition, what you noticed about your need for credit, how this changed your motivation for doing good, what you learned about your ego. This day breaks the addiction to external validation. It teaches you that goodness is its own reward. If you complete day 6 without telling anyone what you did, you've accomplished something rare. You've acted from pure virtue, not from ego. Tomorrow is the final day, the integration day, where everything you've built comes together. But tonight, sleep knowing you did well without needing anyone to know. This is character. This is strength. Day 7, evening review and future self, integration. The final day is about integration and commitment. Today, you're going to review everything you've done and commit to your future self. You've completed 6 days of transformation. Truth, ownership, courage, presence, forgiveness, service. These aren't just things you did, they're who you're becoming. Seneca practiced a nightly review where he examined his entire day. Not to judge harshly, but to learn. He wrote, "When the light has been removed and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said, hiding nothing from myself." This practice of examination is how you lock in growth. Here's what day 7 looks like. Morning review. Spend the first hour reviewing your journal from days 1 to 6. Read every entry. Feel what you felt. See how you've changed. Afternoon action. Spend today living as your new self. Truth, ownership, courage, presence, forgiveness, service. All of it together. This is who you are now. Evening ritual tonight, you're going to write 2 letters. Letter to your past self, write to who you were 7 days ago. Tell them what they're about to learn. Tell them it's worth it. Tell them to keep going. Acknowledge how far they've come. Letter to your future self, write to who you'll be 1 year from now. Describe the person you're committed to becoming. What principles you'll live by, what you'll never tolerate again. What you're building. Make specific commitments about how you'll continue these practices. Seal both letters. Open them in 30 days and 1 year, respectively. Create your personal philosophy based on these 7 days. Write your personal code. The principles you will live by going forward. This is your constitution. Examples: I speak only truth, even when it's difficult. I take complete ownership of my life and responses. I face what scares me instead of avoiding it. I control my attention, not algorithms. I forgive quickly and hold no grudges. I serve others without needing recognition. I examine my day every evening to ensure alignment with my values. Make this personal, make it specific, make it non-negotiable. Here's what will happen on day 7. When you review the week, you'll be amazed at how much has changed in just 7 days. You'll see patterns you've broken, progress you've made, growth you've achieved. When you write to your past and future self, clarity will emerge about your path forward. When you create your personal code, you'll feel a sense of grounding. These are your rules now. You've tested them. They work. The challenge for day 7, review the week. Live as your integrated new self. Write both letters. Create your personal code. In your journal, document the biggest change you notice in yourself. What was hardest about the challenge? What was most valuable? How you're different from 7 days ago? What you're committing to going forward? This isn't the end. This is the beginning. But you've proven something crucial this week. You can transform. You can do hard things. You can become who you want to be. If you completed all 7 days without quitting, you're in a tiny minority. Most people who started quit by day 3. You didn't. You pushed through, you transformed. Here's what happens now. The real challenge begins. These 7 days were boot camp. Now you go to war. War against mediocrity. War against your old patterns. War against settling. You have a choice. Option 1, go back to who you were. Let the old habits creep back in. Forget what you learned. Waste this transformation. Option 2, lock this in. Continue these practices. Build on this foundation. Become unstoppable. The Stoics would tell you that transformation without maintenance is just temporary motivation, but transformation with consistent practice becomes permanent change. Marcus Aurelius practiced his philosophy every single day until he died. That's why his meditations still inspire millions. Epictetus taught the same principles for decades. That's why his teachings survived 2,000 years. Seneca lived his philosophy through prosperity and tragedy. That's why his letters still change lives. They didn't do a 7-day challenge and stopped. They made philosophy their way of life. Here's your path forward. Daily practices to maintain. Morning, review your personal code. Remind yourself who you're committed to being. Evening, examine your day. Where did your code live? Where did you fall short? What will you do better tomorrow? Weekly, choose one fear to face, one difficult thing to do, one opportunity to grow. Monthly, review your progress. Read your journal, adjust your code as you learn. Annually, read your letter to your future self. Write a new one. Celebrate how far you've come. This is how you lock in transformation. This is how temporary change becomes permanent growth. If you made it this far, you've accomplished something extraordinary. 7 days of total commitment. 7 days of facing yourself. 7 days of growth. But I need you to do something right now. Go to the comments and write exactly this. I completed the 7-day Stoic challenge. I'm not who I was. I will not go back. This is your public commitment. It makes it real. It holds you accountable. It inspires others to start their own challenge. Then subscribe to this channel, because next week I'm going to show you the advanced practices, the techniques that take you from transformed to unstoppable, and share this video with someone who needs it. You know someone who's stuck, someone who's settling, someone who could use this challenge. Share it. You might change their life. The 7-day Stoic challenge isn't magic. It's not a hack. It's not a shortcut. It's a deliberate, disciplined transformation through proven principles. You've just proven you can do it. The question is, will you continue? Will you build on this foundation? Will you become the person you glimpsed this week? The choice is yours. But remember what you learned. You're capable of far more than you thought. You can face what scares you. You can change who you are. You can do hard things. Don't waste this. Don't let yourself slip back. The world needs the person you're becoming. Now go, build, become, and never settle again. Thank you for being a part of Iron's Stoic Code. Stay strong, stay grounded, and continue your path to permanent transformation. Your new life starts now.